beeps at me. Alright, so I've kind of wanted to... I mean, this thing does schedules by channel. But I've been kind of curious if I can turn around and do by game. Now, this information, I mean, I could get it elsewhere. For instance, you've got Twitch.com. They do recommendations. So for instance, I'm kind of interested in looking at 1 hour. Well, one of the things is recommendations. I said, hey, that looks cool. Slay the Spire seems to be usually on top, and that did horribly for me. So you've got things like this. Unfortunately, their buckets are so... Well, this one's actually... I know last time out that their buckets were like 1 to 2. No, I've never gotten into the beta branch stuff. I've also been still catching up with my other games, but that could be a thing. Good morning. Yeah, so this was interesting. So this one, actually, this is last time I looked at the buckets were like, well, 1 to 2 is like this game is only ever 1 to 2. That doesn't tell me anything. Yeah, I've not looked into what the requirements are to use beta branch, if there's, how it affects save status and things. So this is actually distinguishing between 1 and 2. Oh, this is the ratio. Maybe look at something else that had bigger buckets. Yeah, you see, their smallest thing here, channel 0, channels 1, channels 2. They're the same color! Okay. So that's... I mean, that can kind of help you steer away from hotspots. And then there's... Solino... Oh. Gnome. Which is another nice one for doing some research. And I mean, this is at least useful information. It's just... It's not nicely designed, frankly. Also, I should probably tackle request paging in the Twitch API sometime, in case I or somebody else needs it. Although the hover information points might actually be a nice thing to do someday. So, yeah, I want to see if I can do this by just all videos for that game to kind of get an idea. Because I'm going to have some Saturdays coming up where I'm going to be doing the PA stuff. So, I looked at this a little bit. It looks like Sundays may have cleared out a bit. But I kind of want to see how easy this would be to reverse to game. And that might presumably take more than one request's worth. For a channel, that'll usually get you a couple of weeks worth of data if they've got it. And it works out pretty good. So one of the things we have to consider is, well, first of all, for the Twitch extension thing, I just had to... I pulled out all of the rate limiting stuff. If I'm doing multiple requests, that might be an issue, but I might be able to just have them use separate paths. The real question is... is it going to get too messy to have two different things in here? Would it actually be better to fork it versus adding a feature? So, I mean, we can sort out whether we've got login user ID or game and game ID. I can... Yeah, so it's going to be like one of those things where I have to kind of do a mixed re-add and have the user-based ones immediately request stuff. Oh, well, I might have to use two different video calls for that so they can respond differently. And the game-based ones go through the queuing system. Navigate is just overhead. So, yeah, current time, current zone, window size, text size. Authorized is all Twitch extension stuff. Which would be, I mean, that's irrelevant for that, yeah. Oh, the other thing we have to ask. Oh, we're tight enough to be in mobile mode. Twitch API. They put the directory at the bottom? Oh, contents. API reference. Games. Oh, we can't search by name. Must be an exact match. Okay, well that'll be slightly annoying, but we can make it work. So we can search for... Okay, you can search for multiple games. Cool. I don't think we're going to need to do that. That's going to be to fetch game by name. I don't use game API all right now. And then we're going to need fetch, turn this into fetch videos by user ID. And we're going to need to be able to add some other parameters in up top. So we say, okay, here's your game. Like for now, we're doing just user ID. Although if I saved it up here, I wouldn't have to go fetch it every time we load to get the name. But that's an optimization. Okay, so basic first pass, which doesn't have to deal with any of the rate limiting stuff, is we convert fetch videos by user I mean, it's by user ID, but it's so big a deal. Fetch videos by user, and then fetch videos gets called. All right, so if that compiles, we're probably pretty good. Because we have a very static language. So if we do this in place, we would need fetch videos. Well, we first need the equivalent of fetch user by name. Fetch game by name. Well, and I actually have to have a dialog box for this first. I mean, this is easy. And that is games, name. Mm. Eh. Should have actually done that here too. Oh, and we have to tag. Oh man, that's gonna be so much. Actually, that gets into a lot of code. Okay, that is helix. So now we have to respond that. Oh, right, it's a list. We actually just did this, right? Yeah. Game. We have no place to store this, unfortunately. Fetch videos by game doesn't exist yet. Uh, okay, that might be able to compile. Might. Fetch games by. Fetch game by name. What? Oh no, login. Could we change this to name? Oh my gosh. How did we get this big of an error? Uh, Result HTTP error. He looks at that game. Oh, you know what? I probably still have a type signature on that. Fetch game. No, let's just command mess. Oh, decoder helix dot users. And was it games or game? Games. Okay, cool. Now, how about I actually, make a means to put that in? Interesting how usernames become so common that it feels natural to make that one word, whereas game name seems weird. Alright, page mode. Gigmieg. Ooh. I don't have a default yet. Wait, why? Oh, model.login is itself a maybe. That's why that is there. Okay, so now we have another new message we have to handle. Okay, so that was kind of bad spacing. So if we reset that, we're kind of starting over. Fetch game by name. Which will get us videos. No. Fetch game by name. Well, it won't do anything yet because we're not fully done that. Yeah, fetch game by name will eventually set some things. We just need to respond to that. Okay, so we can put a box up. We would like a little bit of more space there. We could possibly even see a request go out. It's just not going to do anything yet. We got a response of exactly one thing with our ID in it. Cool. So that's already a Yeah, I guess I kind of have to see what this is going to look like before I even know if it's good to fork or not. You are no. However, check out minus B by game. Ooh. Yes, I kind of left that there because we expect stuff to go back in there later. I'm just going to ignore the white space for now because we expect that to turn back into a bracket at some point. Game box. Well, I might actually want to do something where this is more appears modally, but that's some cleanup for later. Game box. Fetch game info. Well, make game info call. Now, we're in view. Model. We've got a login and user ID. So presumably we would have game name and game ID, which at any given time we may not know. So these were things that we could have gotten from URL parameters, and we'll do that eventually. For now, it's just not known. Okay, so now, if we go down here, we can actually grab that's the URL fix-up stuff. Game.name, just game.id. Yeah, now you've got like this non-parity between this, but like game name and username. Maybe that means I'm using username wrong. This just doesn't need to be a... Yeah, we may eventually do that. Fetch... Oh, have I done fetch videos by game yet? No, I was doing some of this stuff. Oh, and we've lost that because we're cutting off the bottom. Okay, we seem to have not done this yet. Fetch videos by user. Fetch videos by user game and this is going to be get games. We need get videos. Game underscore ID, which kind of follows logically from user underscore ID. Gmail. This is another one where we should have just searched and replaced it. Okay, Helix videos, Tiger videos. I might have to switch out this tagger so it can respond differently to the fetch multiple. But this will be a first draft. Okay, so it's still remembering this. So we actually probably want to not even do that. And actually putting in the URL parameters will make just testing a lot easier. That doesn't look big enough for a useful... Yeah, data... Is that simply not working? We've got a cursor. Get games. 950. Four 495082. Four 495082. Has that call been depreciated? So if we go to games, actually that game isn't up right now. Okay, well the Twitch interface has lots of things that are not not currently exposed. After, before, first. Are we not allowing size parameters? Are we not allowing archive? Data none. Okay, so apparently the documentation is incomplete. Well, I guess in the interface you couldn't really search highlights and such. All right, so let's see if we can get if this is allowed. Huh. So why didn't that show up? Oh, why didn't that show up here? Okay. Okay, yeah, that actually looks like a thing. Why? If that's coming back on videos. Oh. Do we even get video type? If we go fetch it by game. Oh. Unfortunately, I've got this all separate project because I was using Twitch stuff across a bunch of different things. Apparently, never made a top level project. Twitch API. No. This is Helix. Oh, no. Helix decode. Video type. I should probably just turn on the debugger so we can look at this. This might be a other blank string. Alright, oh. And are we actually successfully decoding this? Oh, they're not even decoding. Possibly because that field is missing. Alright, is there a way that I can run this differently? No, because the decoder... Oh, for that matter. Console. No, it's not an error, it's just not decoding. So this might this might actually be a library change. Test Twitch. No, that's test. This is the time parser. Yeah, I'm gonna have to grab one of these. Oh. Has it been silently dropped from the API? Oh, no, because I'm still getting it from users. Because that came up. But my sample string for this... Sample video. Oh, no, type archive. There we go. Oh, no, type. Valid values, upload, archive, highlight. If it's present. Video type. Yeah, so this is not considering video type an optional field. I just want to check something real quick. All videos. Twitch has a filter for it. And that's exactly the type field. But I put in... Well, I wonder if... No, because it would show up in... Here. It's just a different name. Oh, they have different name codes, which are not listed as valid values in the documentation. No, that should make it show up as other string, though. I've got a case for this. Wait. We only got two? Is there like an implicit time limit on the period we return this for? We do have a cursor, so we could play with that. Oh, and that's past premiere. Past premiere. Maybe there's no... archives in the implicit filter time for game fetches. Well, okay, actually, yes. We might be able to, so if we go into a game, and a game that has spaces in the name, well, just spaces. And I get, well, because I want to test with the same thing here. Videos. No, there's a bunch of videos. What the heck? Oh, but the code is still filtering by archive. And it's not returning us any archives. Where'd my debugger go? Okay, fine. We'll just reload. Okay, so we do get this stuff. It's definitely being parsed. We don't have a tag for that because it wasn't documented. But we are simply not getting Is it possible that there's two very similar games? And I'm hitting the wrong one. I mean, as far as I know, this is how it's spelled on Twitch. Well, I am doing a lookup by name. We're getting exactly one answer, but it's supposed to be exact match. Can I determine the game ID here? Now, I think Twitch itself is actually doing GraphQL, from what I've seen poking around their pages in the past. Oof, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, that's HTML. It might have embedded stuff in it. Yeah, GQL. All these different params. None of this seems to have persisted query. There's a by name. Am I supposed to be lowercasing this? Nope, no difference. Static CDN. Video types. What's the base ad system? with the background picture attempt. Yeah, so no indication of where they actually fetch. Oh, because we're still on live channels. So clear that. Oof. Still a lot of stuff. Directory, videos, game. So that's a post. Oh wait, this is params. Okay. Yeah, so this is a but ID 495082. We're finding the right game. But this is such a different method that we can't translate that. Default all. I mean, we're hmm. Did I actually need this? Okay, our same two things. Let's for a moment, just so it's easier to see that we got how many results we got back. Schedule from videos. We compile already? What? Oh, no, there we go. They're just in the early morning there. Now, it seems like most of these would be restricting the set. Did I? No, okay. And we're mostly interested in week. And yeah, because they're past broadcasts, so they're actually mostly older than that. Let's try. Let me guess. Past premiere, past premiere, past premiere, past premiere, past premiere. Past premiere. Yeah, so this is either some major undocumented change in the API or an outright bug. And I had this on type equals archive before, so it's not like a weird default. Uh, okay. Let's see. Get videos by game ID. Even passing the cursors. This is only 10 days ago. Oh, that's well, V5. Well, we can. I don't know what game that is, but we can. Okay, yeah, that's Helix. So now we just reload. Put anything in here to make it do the call. Data none. I have to make a call to games to see what game that is. Any other... Get videos. How to get video list. Well, that's old. Consistent total of videos. Channel's channel. That's also very old. Specific channels. It's a user. User is working fine. Pagination. And you upload API. That one was actually mine. I don't remember ever seeing a response to it. Nope, auto closed. Oh, I don't need that. One video per user ID. No, one user ID per call. Wait. Yeah, get videos. One user ID, one game ID. ID of the... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And... yeah, that's not... One video... No, you misread that. Oh, yeah, one only game ID. No, that's off channel. And this is Kraken. Both videos. Okay, so this might still be the same bug. Let me do the login here. Uh, and I'm back to search. API. Let's see. Get videos by game, returning only past premiere. $16.16. It's just an invisible cursor. Yeah, it's just an invisible cursor. Fetch videos by user. I am able to retrieve all video types. However, if I fetch videos by game, I receive only videos of type past premiere. I need to reload this. Oops, asked premiere. If I try to specify a filter for a different type, I simply get nothing back. All video types are shown in the main, shown in the browse directory. So I know that there are other videos. Example. Oops. All right. Yep. And what is it? Well, this will work for here. And then game ID. So we can just take this entire thing. This is saying 1 for some reason. In the browse directory. Now the question I have here, so that is without specifying the additional limit, and this does return the 2 videos currently. At the time of writing, this returns 2 past premieres. I did close the browse. We're not doing a filter there. Video. And this is an infinite scroll, isn't it? Yeah. Videos all. Okay, and this is actually something you could visit. Has more than a more than one page load batch. Ooh, we ended up with an extra H in our copy pasting here. All right. So that kind of put, well, I mean, I could do a little bit more in terms of setting up the URL parameters and stuff, but if they don't fix the API, there's no... I mean, unless they want you to... They expect you to do multiple cursor passes. And you like have to cursor through like all videos to get the ones that are for this game or something. That would be very weird. I can't think of any, well, I mean, back-end simplification to back-end implementation, but that would require so many extra API calls to get anything useful. Also, valid values are upload, archive, highlight. Which we know that there is at least, well, we suspect there is past premieres. Past broadcasts will be archive, highlight, uploads. Actually, that is all of the types. Past broadcast. So past premiere would really kind of be the only type there. But that's why I left other string in there, I guess. So how likely do we think that this is going to get fixed sometime? I mean, we've got a cursor. We could implement the code. to get probably nothing. Which actually, that's actually an interesting design problem. Well, for ease of testing, we kind of need to do parameters here. So realistically, we would expect if things were actually working. We would expect that to be a valid call. Now this will return nothing for you. Curiously, we do get a cursor though, even though there's no data. Now, pagination is a general feature of the API. Reference requests, rate limit, authentication, status page, no. Results. Truncate the long response here. Is there just always a pagination response? Well, anyway, how much have we done since our last checkpoint here? We had game ID, game name, we saved some stuff. We turned that off, but then we decided not to. Fetch by game, Twitch, not Twitch, only returning press premiere currently. So to make things easier on us, we would like to, we've just been doing user ID. Which means we kind of need to start having a function to reconstruct this. Extract search argument. Now, it seems like I've done some of this in some other applications. So we're not using you at the moment. Hosting clips has a bunch of stuff. create query string. List URL. Create path. And then URL relative takes care of that. Create path. Navigation puts URL. Okay. So create query string, user ID, login could save us some requests, maybe. Ooh, that's misaligned. Uh, ha, 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 ha. And then that's just doing the query string with that. Model.navigation with model. Create query string model. Wait. Oh, model. Oh, no, I have to do the model 2 stuff. Push URL. M2. Create path M2. Oh, we have to do some imports for this, I bet. URL.builder. All right, so now we'll do that. I don't know if that's actually saving us. Yeah, I'm not actually optimizing that fetch yet. But update, 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 up. Do something like this down here. Game.id not equal to model.gameID. Oh, now I have to do all the model 2 dance. Okay, so that should put it into the URL. Oop, we need to... Yeah, we're also going to end up in kind of a mode here. Okay, that stuff goes into there, which we have to sort out somewhere. Maybe login, maybe user ID. Anchor? Oh, that's old. So this can be maybe game name, and this can be maybe game ID. Right, we don't have anything to put into there yet. Or to do any of this stuff. So we got maybe user ID. Oh, so we do skip it. But this is, no, this is in command batch. Now this is performing both right now, which is not great. So this actually kind of needs to be a giant case. Maybe game ID, fetch. Use a game. Where do we get just ID? Just ID. Well, it's not going to like that. Login. Just game ID. Game name. Wait, maybe game name. Hey, Clouds guy. How's it going? This is Elm. I'm not super happy with the way this is like super indenting here. I guess I could have done it. No, because it would turn into a map with default chain if I did it any other way. Think. Alright, so I have messed something up here. A song, a nostalgic song, but okay, cool. Oh, shoot. I forgot to open a few things. And that was... Yep, that was a while ago. Oh well. I have this little app which I mainly use for showing off stream schedules based on videos, which kind of, as long as you've got one of the accounts that gives you some decent storage, gives you kind of an idea when people tend to be on. Especially since I haven't been super strict about said schedule. I wanted to expand it so I could get this same kind of presentation for doing it by game. Unfortunately, there seems to be a bug in the Twitch API for fetching videos by game where they only return past premieres, which is not particularly useful to me. But I've got some time now, so I'm gonna poke at a few of the related things that'll help out if I have to pick if I can pick this branch up after that's been fixed. So we actually want to go back to this blank. We need to figure out, why do I keep doing ILD? Oh, I probably never did fetch game by ID, but it's a thing we need now. Fetch user by ID. Well, it's going to maybe be more of an extension from this. Oh, that was, right. So really these should all go down here. Fetch game by name, fetch game by ID. ID equals ID. Was I doing user? No, just ID. Fetch game by ID. ID, fetch game by ID, ID. Wait. I searched for that. Oh, that search might do whole word only. Still, I thought I searched for it and didn't find anything earlier. So that must be an extension thing. Alright, 1 hour, 1 life. So that should give us that stuff up there. Which doesn't return anything useful right now, but if we reload, we'll make a request for data, and we'll get this thing with the cursor that I don't know if it goes anywhere. Now, I had done, oh, you know what? I had kind of blanked that out as a stand-in. Yeah, with default, so this should be model.GameName. Okay. Unfortunately, that gets us nothing because Twitch isn't returning it right now. Glad I made a branch for this. I could also do something with the mode to switch off between name and game mode display. Save game ID and name in URL. Now I don't know if I want to get into pagination. So there's really not good information about the pagination fields. There's a cursor, and then if you look at individual references, they have before and after. And I didn't notice that was a, well, this will tell me. Just cursor. I guess the cursor represents this query, and you can just say before or after. Pagination response field to a prior query. I'm guessing after? Now the complication here is that we currently just dig out data and return a direct value. How can I guess that would be kind of a map too. Now, to any of my sample requests, yes. And videos, sample video. Does have a pagination cursor. So I could conceivably do this within the tests of these things. And I have to figure out how to remember how to use local files for published Elm modules. But my hope is that we can do something like type paginated A equals paginated string A. Where we can do and then we have some sort of paginated function that takes a decoder of A and returns a paginated of A. You have to figure out exactly how to do that. But this gives us a place to return that and then also run the other decoder, which already exists, and we don't have to go changing everything. That will be an addition to the API, so it won't even have to be a major API version. So we need to switch over some stuff. Elm Twitch API. I need to switch over Elm Reactor. I should be running for the tests, I think. No, Elm Twitch API. I think I actually have to go into tests. And then you've got elm.json, so I do Elm Reactor. There's more stuff than I thought here. Okay, that was just cached somehow. So this would be Twitch stuff. So we would like to say, let's put a video in here, since that's our current concern. Did I... Okay. I mean, I should almost just bulk import this, but... Or actually reference into the library. Oh, yeah, syntax. Videos. All right, it deserializes a paginated video. Well, this is just saying decodes. I mean, that's probably fine. I could build this out. Decode string, sample video. So we want to say paginated videos, which doesn't exist. So we have to go write it. Exporting. And either I do that, or I have to publish a bunch of accessors. Type paginated A equals paginated string A. Paginated takes a decoder of A and returns a paginated A. And the implementation is that we take a decoder and we do a map 2 of paginated over, it's only a single field, of that and decoder. So pagination is pagination cursor. Field cursor string. Map 2 produced a decoder paginated A. Oh, I guess that does make sense. I mean, you might actually want to test some stuff, but so this is result. We can just debug the result. Okay, paginated, blah, blah, blah. And then our regular result type. Now, this does mean that users are going to have to you might be able to do a let or a case. So now the question is, are there ever calls that don't have pagination? Stop what? I mean, it is almost lunchtime. This is me trying to tweak an API to get an additional field out of something. So the Twitch API calls have this pagination field that I've been blissfully ignoring so far, but I've run into something where if the API started working correctly, I might want that. Oh no! Bread and soup. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what condition that would be, which is fine. I'm sorry that that you've had to deal with unfortunate doctor things. Hope you're feeling better soon. Weird illness. Uh-oh. Yeah, so the Elm style is frequently, you should make these things opaque and do accessors. Right now, you just have to do a case off of it. Oh, you know what? This would actually work kind of okay in applications because, yeah, when we go down to the update, no, I'm in the view, schedule, kind of sometimes, update, we go down and we get our responses. A lot of times we'll say, okay, blah, blah, blah. So I can say, okay, paginated, cursor, and then whatever I was doing before. So that will actually be kind of convenient. So I would have to rig this up. Test it in place. I'd have to rig it up to do that exactly once. Oh, but I'm going to need a fetch with pagination call anyway, so that will... Well... which would give me an opportunity to use a different response, but I actually have to define the extra response. I mean, realistically, I do need to cut off at a certain point, but I'm not getting data back, so I can't use amount of data retrieved to do that. Is there pagination? I need to switch back to their project, though. I guess I should finish documenting the draft. No, you were something else I was looking at. So Helix to code. We've got actually this might be it. No, oh no, is this pagination or paginate? This is paginated. We want docs for this item. Oh, right, everything. Let's not go and complain about that. Wrapper for retrieving the pagination cursor. Do we have, this is not going to be good on examples. This is just 4-space indent. Well, that's the type. This is and now this we can give an example of. So 4-space indent. I don't have actual code using this yet. Paginated videos. Well, I guess my code is my test right now. But that doesn't say how I would normally handle this. Well, normally I would put it on HTTP request and then decode through. Okay. Paginated cursor videos. That's not actual code, unfortunately. And then we'll have to look at that when we're actually preparing documentation strings again. But that's kind of a hint of intended use. Alright, so, and we want to just make sure it didn't break anything. Oh, I started debug log. Oh, right in the test. Ooh, we actually managed to mess that up. Because we still need the case. So I wanted to go back to you. Oh, right, we're in the tests. And what did we want to look at? Oh, if, because I think I do actually hit the limit here. Yeah, 84. Oh, we still got a pagination cursor. So for that, we could check if we got results. And cut it off when we didn't. But that means jumping through a bunch of hoops to get that library in to test it, which we don't even really need right now. Alright, so I did want to go somewhere this afternoon, so I'm not necessarily going to stick around too long. Alright, so you are currently on nothing. Get checkout minus B. Because we're, yeah, I do want to use this before publishing it wider. Draft, helix, pagination. And it's possible. Do I have anything V5? No, it's Kraken. I do have a little bit of Kraken. Did they use the same method? Maybe not. Ah. Yeah, so it is a... I could use a similar method. Probably. But it is not something I currently have any support. Oh, and it's cursor equals, so it can only go in one direction. Okay. Yeah, so I could use a similar technique, but V5 is only kind of the thing we support in, because we can't find it in Helix yet. Yeah, I have a feeling that extensions work so well that they took all their developers off the Helix project and put them on extension stuff. So this is, in fact, okay, interesting. So they actually are third-party support removed. Okay, so this is coming up. This, they removed the depreciation date because they haven't gotten everything in Kraken yet, or not Helix. All right, I want to get lunch and get going. Thanks to Catnux, Terminus, Leopard, Doug, Lake, One, Jellybean, Kirk, Katsuni, Asarat Gaming, Gamer Siren, Deadly Taco, Destructively Phased, Two Left for the Cry, Instant Speed Live for hosting me. What do we have out there today? Oh, yeah, and I guess that's my approximate schedule. Rock Knight might be just starting up a stream. They're doing some game development. Oops. Wonder how long that's been there. So yeah, if looking for someplace cool to hang out, Rock Knight Studios is someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me, and goodbye for now.